What is international trade? International trade are exchange of goods and services between a country. It includes import, where we buy from the other country, and export, where we sell our goods to the other countries. So, why international trade are important? It's because it will increase world of productions of goods and a more variety of products for the consumer in the country. There are three reasons for international trade. Firstly, this is the diversity condition, written to skill and taste of goods. Diversity condition refers to the idea that countries have different resources, technologies, or production capabilities, which creates the basis for the international trade. For the return of skill, I give for the example of Japan. Japan itself, a well-known country with high electrical technologies, and be the leader in the production of electronics, and they will export them. That's where they enjoy economics of scale due its technology advantage of the other country. So for the taste of goods, consumers want variety. In every country desire different types and styles of products. For example, Malaysia and Korea. Malaysia may want Korean cosmetics, while Koreans may want tropical foods from Malaysia, and that's where the trade occurs. We have two types of international trade theory: absolute advantage from Adam Smith and comparative advantage from our David Ricardo. So a country using the same amount of resources with other country, but they can produce more of goods than other country, which means here the country is specialized in producing goods. It can make more efficient and trade for the rest. For example of two countries, Malaysia and France, in producing 1 minute of clothes and wine. So here, Malaysia took just 2 hours on producing clothes, but France took 5 hours. And Malaysia took 6 hours on producing wine, and France just took 3 hours. So Malaysia has absolute advantage in making clothes, and France have absolute advantage in making wine. That's where they should trade between producing 1 unit of clothes and one unit of wine. So last but not least, there are protectionism. What is protectionism? Protectionism is an economic policy where a government restricts international trade to protect domestic industries from foreign competition, and the reasons are to protect any unfair trade practices. For example, a country sells in another country below the cost of production or below the market value to destroy the local competition. So these are tools of protectionism: is import license and exchange control, so the unfair trade doesn't occur.
Moving on to balance of payment. Balance of payment means a statement of all transactions made between entities in one country and the rest of the world over a period of time. This also includes the current account and the capital account. Current account balance consists of trade visible balance, service balance, net income, and transfer payment. Meanwhile, capital account balance consists of long-term capital and short-term capital. The example of long-term capital are net long-term official capital, which long-term loans made by government, and net private investment came from direct investment or portfolio investment. Meanwhile, short-term capital consists of private financial capital, which the flow of money from commercial banks or another financial institution, or error and omission includes illegal transactions, unrecorded flow of money, or any missing items. Balance of payment can be disequilibrium when there is deficit or surplus in balance of payment. It may caused by development programs, income, price effect, elasticity of demands, and population growth. There are several measures to correct the deficits, which are export promotion that can strengthening the competitiveness of export and discourage imports that substitute import goods with locally produced goods. The government can control on inflation and use the government's reserve to balance any deficit in the balance of payments. The government also can make a devaluation, which deliberate the policy of the government to reduce the power value of country currency, or undertake accommodating transaction, which restricting locals from visiting foreign country, selling property, and encouraging capital inflow. Last but not least, exchange rate. It means the price of one currency in terms of another currency, like the price of £1 sterling in terms of ringgit Malaysia. There are 3 types of exchange rate system used by worldwide, which is the gold standard, the Bretton Woods system, and flexible exchange rate system. The gold standard system. This system means all currency were priced based on gold, where if 1 ounce of gold were $5 in America and 1 British pound in UK, so the exchange rate between America and the UK will be $5 to 1 British pound. The gold system was the major system of exchange rates before 1940. One of the disadvantages of gold standard system is it had to be backed up by the country's willingness to buy and sell goods at determined price for the system to be effective. So, as long as the country maintain their currency value in terms of gold and the country willing to buy and sell gold, this system would be effective and just doing fine. Well, the major problem for this system is the country have not much power to control its over money supply in the country. Next, the Bretton Woods system. In this system, the country will monetary leakage to the currency in terms of US dollar and then was pegged directly to gold. This system hoped that this would encourage countries to hold dollar as their major reserve currency, as if dollar were freely convertible into gold, they were as good as gold. From time to time, they would revalue or devalue their currency against the dollar, and the system allowed for different type of adjustment to balance off payment disequilibrium depending on the severity of their economic problem. Last but not least, the flexible exchange rate system. This system permitted the exchange rate to vary with demand and supply condition. Means the exchange can move up or down to limit any excess supply or demand for foreign exchange. With the flexible exchange rate, the quantity of foreign exchange demand will be equal to the quantity supplied. Although this system will eliminate the balance of payments and foreign reserve problem, it cannot solve all problems of international trade experienced by a country. The exchange rate movement associated with flexible rate may disrupt import and export flow. For example, the depreciation of dollar will raise the price of all imported goods. The price raise may lead to increase in domestic price, causing inflation, and local businessmen that sell imported goods or use imported goods may suffer sales losses. On the other hand, appreciation of the dollar raises the foreign price of US goods and reduce the sales of US exports.